What's going on YouTube? This is yours truly, Dre the Plug, coming at you live with some more technical heat. I'm gonna just jump right back into my solo videos. I got plenty of people that keep hitting me up saying, when are you gonna get back into, doing the electronic reviews? I got companies, sponsorships that I just been putting on hold because of all of the interviews. They're like, when you gonna get right back into the lab and, review some of our products? So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna just go back to doing my normal solo videos. Definitely go check out all the interviews that I pretty much dropped of a lot of other engineers from all across the country. But I'm about to get right back into it. I'm gonna get right back into this technical heat. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button below. Make sure y'all hit that bell below so y'all can stay notified every single time I drop new technical heat. Besides that, let's get into it, man. I'll roll the clip. Alright, so let's get into some of this technical heat. As you guys can see, this is a soldering iron. I recently got sponsored by this company, actually it was a few months ago, right? They hit me up, they asked me to take some pictures of it, do a review. And after actually using it and doing different projects with it, I feel like it's impressive enough to even make a video over it. So that's what I'm pretty much gonna do. I'm gonna compare it to, your standard soldering iron. And I'm gonna really just go into details and just showcase just how dope the product is. So yeah, originally they just wanted me to take some pictures with the product, using it, showcasing it, how it looks. And, I just threw it on my gram. That was pretty much all they wanted, and I sent them the pictures. Here's basically how some of the pictures came out. Definitely hit me up on Instagram at DreThePlug123. Yeah, man, let's get into this review. Okay, so getting a close-up on the soldering iron, right? So like, as you guys can see, let me focus it in for you guys. It's basically just like a regular plastic, nothing too crazy. Have a few little ridges so you can get a grip, but it's definitely not good at all. Especially like if your hands get sweaty, it's not gonna cut it at all. Especially when you're dealing with something hot, your hands is gonna get hot regardless. Especially when you're doing like soldering type of projects. So yeah, you could definitely lose grip when it comes down to using this one. If you have like a big project or a lot of stuff that you have to solder. Okay, so jumping into the stand, as you guys can see, I don't like the fact of how flimsy it is. Like, look at that, that's pretty flimsy. And on top of that, I don't like the fact that it shifts like that. I mean, if you're gonna be using something that can get into the, 300, 400, 500 degrees, it should definitely be something that's stable and not moving around too much, or even it should at least be stiff enough to where it won't instantly move really quick. I feel like just having this built right here to kind of stabilize it is just not enough for sure. It's definitely not enough. But yeah, that's another thing that I would definitely say that I like about the newer one that I have. All right, so jumping into the close-up of the soldering iron, right? As you can see, like I mentioned, as far as the screwdriver, look at how tiny that is. I mean, you will need to make sure you have the right screwdriver just to adjust the iron section that get really hot, or if this get dull and you just want to replace it, you're pretty much gonna have to have a screwdriver around to make sure that you can have that adjustment. But with this upgraded one, the one that I recently got sponsored by, you could easily just twist it and then you could just replace it just like that. As you can see, it moved it to the top after I spin, and taking it back, as you can see. And what's even more dope is the fact that it comes with multiple different type of tips based on the project that you're gonna do. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Look at that, fire. I never even seen different ones like this, and I think it'll be extremely clutch depending on which type of electronic project that you're trying to create. Because obviously every single project, you could definitely use a specific type of tip versus just using the basic, the standard one, of course. And in most cases, after using them a little while, they end up getting pretty dull on top of it. So for you to actually go in and just simply replace it just by, just literally by twisting it, I think that's fire. All right, so jumping into the housing for the newer one that I was talking about, as you guys can see, you see like this tent material. I really like that. That way, if any other solder get in this area, they could easily just be washed off, moved off, and it won't be too much work at all versus the other one. The basic, the standard ones, you'll have to do some work to really clean this off if you get too much solder in it. You may even have to reheat it up and then, shift it around. It's definitely gonna be more work versus, as you can see, this, like this tin material, that's it right there. And then of course you have your sponge. I like the fact that it covers the whole entire thing, so that way you don't have to worry about if you get in certain areas, like, you know, the basic one, and you don't know how it will react to them, it peels the paint off. It's just a mess versus, you know, this nice one with the tin on the side. And of course, the housing, the gated material is just dope. You know, you have like the holes through it so it don't get, you know, too hot or melt this area. And you have like this opener, so, you know, it could still be able to, you know, not mess up the material. Still pretty solid metal material, solid. And it just simply, you know, be in there, and that'll pretty much be it as far as the housing. So already I like the housing. I like, you know, the cleanup area as far as the solder once you end up using it. I like the fact that it spins off. Let's actually get into, you know, the actual digital components of it, you know, different ways to switch up the settings for this bad boy. As you guys can see, this is the brand. It's pretty much what it looks like. This is what generates that heat. You have this right here, which is the soldering iron. It connects straight to it, and then it goes back to the plug. As you guys can see, you got vents at the back, going all the way back around. As you can see, yeah. And then right here is pretty much the buttons, right there. And then right here you have your power, your on and off switch. I'll get into that. But yeah, this is pretty much it. Real nice, real simple. It could easily be, I'll show you guys real quick. As you can see, it could easily be twisted off, twisted back on. So for video purposes, right, I'm gonna just show you guys the basics of the button settings. You can definitely go even deeper with them if you actually look up the settings for it, but I don't want to make that type of video. I just want to show you guys how to actually operate it. So once you turn it on, you'll hit this switch right here, and it'll show off, and you'll hit this button right here. So now that's on, right? And as you can see, it's showing you exactly how hot it is right now. You see how quickly it's moving? It's trying to reach that number that was first shown. You can actually go in, and if you want to adjust that, you can change it. But I'm gonna keep it at 750. As you guys can see, number's still going, still going, still going. And if I want to, I could stop it and just, you know, adjust it and make it go up or down. Or go back to that previous setting where it had like these 3 standard ones. And I can adjust that and make it go up or down. See how quickly it's moving, how quickly it's getting. I can already smell how hot it is already. I think that's fire. Cause you know, most soldering irons, you might have to wait about a good 15 minutes before you even start anything. And even then you wouldn't really know if it's even hot enough to be used to actually melt solder. But with this one, it will get right to the point. No delays. You could literally just smell how hot it is right now. I just love, you know, no delay, you can just get right to it. All right, so something else I really wanted to throw out there, right? So if you turn it off and you turn it on, let's just say that, you know, you was working on a project, you soldered a few pins, you finished it, you thought you was done, but there's actually 2 other ones you have to go back in and, you know, work on. Or let's just say that one specific pin isn't working right or something not connected. Want to go back, pick it up. What I like is you can just turn it right back on, and then you can literally just hit the same buttons, turn it on, and then you will instantly be able to see exactly how hot it is and at what point is it. You will see the numbers, as you can see right there with me having it turned off. You can see how quickly it will get right back to where you had it already. So I think that's extremely clutch for you to already know, instead of like guesstimating and, you know, giving it that 15-minute wait just to be safe. You don't even have to do that no more. You're already there, less than a minute. I just feel like that's super, super clutch. And you can turn it off from the button with it all being hooked up, which most soldering irons, you know, you just have to unplug it. Just hit that, it'll be turned off. Or just turn it off just by flipping the switch. All right, so what do you guys think? Do you feel like it's worth the upgrade? Do you still just like the standard type of soldering irons that typically, you know, easy to get, easy to find inside of a store? You feel like it's no point of really upgrading it to the one that I was just showing you guys? I'm gonna definitely link it down below so you guys could definitely check it out. You know, you may want to go look up one similar to it, look up other digital ones, because before, I feel like, let's see, the one that I had just showed, it came out a few months ago. So I feel like the digital ones haven't been around that long, especially with all the different tech options that you have with that one, definitely with all the different settings. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, do you feel like it's worth the upgrade? Do you feel like it's really a big difference? Is it worth it? I definitely just don't like the fact that everything is just exposed. I just don't like the concrete that the solder could get on. I just don't like that. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. I definitely like to see what y'all feel. How do y'all feel about it? Do y'all feel like the digital, you know, the temperature changing to actually physically see it will make a huge difference as far as, you know, doing different soldering type of projects? Let me know. Okay, so I just broke out the soldering iron to create this electronic project, to create a game. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are familiar with this type of game or not. Focus in, focus in. Let me know if you guys are familiar or not. And that concludes this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It really do help my channel when it comes down to the YouTube algorithm. If you guys have any questions regarding anything, just hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on the gram at DreDaPlug123. And then also go check out my other YouTube channel. This is actually my second channel. My first one was called ClassicCuts. I basically go in and give tutorials about all types of different haircuts. I actually show people how to do different type of things with the clippers that has never been done, and I pretty much go into detail as to why certain things happen. So definitely go check out that channel. Besides that, be on the lookout for my next content that's dropping. Be on the lookout for it because it's coming real soon. And I'm out.